What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we are now on the road to 500 subs. Who knows? Maybe we might hit 500 subs within the next couple of weeks. Only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Excuse me. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, sorry, I couldn't speak. Not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull, a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of this set. But it wouldn't be the first time that I pulled a collector's rare, because I also pulled this. Freshly pulled out of my Genesis Impact box opening that I did a few months back is a collector's rare B-Cop from the Underworld. This thing is absolutely beautiful. The centering on the back is a bit off from top to bottom, but honestly, it really doesn't make much of a damn, because I am going to be getting this card graded, but never really came up with a good opportunity to do so. But with that being said, if you guys want to see these boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Excuse me. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video. And as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It'll also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which actually ties with this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, which is this. Who do you think should be next in line to challenge Dragon Lee for the NXT North American title? Let me know down in the comments below. And for this week's episode, that is exactly what I'm going to be talking about. I am going to be talking about the 5 superstars who I believe deserve a shot at the NXT North American title. Now, obviously, we know that this Friday on SmackDown, Dragon Lee will be defending the NXT North American title against Butch on SmackDown, which that should be an instant classic. And we already know as well that last week on NXT, he defended the title against Tyler Bate, who is actually on my list, funny enough. But aside from that, there's a few others who I believe should challenge and potentially become the NXT North American champion. And here's one of them, Josh Briggs. I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are thinking, wait a minute, Josh Briggs, he's a tag team guy. Why would you want to see Josh Briggs challenge for the North American title? Here's the thing. If you guys didn't watch NXT Deadline, he had a hella showing. He not only did he pin and send to to the penalty box 2 superstars, but that match right there proved that he has what it takes to make it to the top of the mountain in NXT. It's the fact that many people are believing that both Fallon Henley and Brooks Jensen are holding him back. A lot of people are actually believing it, and honestly, for me, in my opinion, it's a bit of a toss-up. It's a bit of a toss-up because even though people believe that Josh Briggs has been held back by both of them, let's not forget they both once became NXT UK Tag Team Champions by defeating, I believe they defeated Pretty Deadly, actually, if I remember correctly. So it's been a minute, but think about that, guys. Think about that. You look at everything that's happened in their careers, since they first started teaming up together, and one thing that definitely comes into mind is the fact that Josh Briggs, everything that people said about him is a fact. He's like a combination of what was it that they said? JBL, Dick Murdoch, and Stan Hansen all rolled into one, which is absolutely crazy. And let's also not forget, Josh Briggs had a couple of singles title opportunities since he's been in NXT. Even though he lost, he had a hella great showing, and I think that proves that Josh Briggs deserves a shot at the NXT North American title. Even though he's next in line for the NXT Heritage Cup, I think in my opinion, the North American title might be a little bit better for his speed, if you will. But next up is the aforementioned Tyler Bate. Yes, I know that he did get a shot at the title last week, I believe, or like a couple weeks ago, or something. But let's not forget of Tyler Bate's accolades. The first and the last ever, and the only 2-time NXT UK champion in history. Think about that. Former NXT UK Tag Team Champion, former NXT Tag Team Champion, former NXT Heritage Cup Champion. Think about all that he's done, not just in NXT, but in NXT UK. He dominated NXT UK with an iron fist, and it's kind of crazy how NXT UK started with Tyler Bate as the champion, and it was only right for Tyler Bate to end NXT UK as the champion as well. So that right there, in my opinion, definitely gives Tyler Bate the edge to potentially become the North American champion. And yes, it's true that he's had opportunities at the NXT title, he's had opportunities at the NXT tag titles, but let's be real, if he did become the North American champion, think about what that would do to his stock in NXT. It would give him the chance to make his way into the main roster, and for all we know, we could see him on SmackDown, and we might see the reunion of British Strong Style. But unfortunately, Trent Seven is no longer with WWE, as we found out recently that he's signing with TNA. Big shout outs to them, of course. But I mean, hey, if he wanted, if he wants to go to TNA for a while, hey, that's on him. But could we see a full British Strong Style reunion? It's possible, but we will just have to wait and see. But definitely Tyler Bate is definitely another person I believe deserves a shot at the title. Next up, Joe Coffey. Here's the thing. all five of these superstars, including Briggs, Bate, and Coffee, including them, the whole field that I have, my list, if you will, every single one of them has been either overlooked, or they're completely underrated, and they're not getting enough screen time to make it big in NXT. And honestly, Joe Coffey is one of them. Even though Joe Coffey had dominated NXT UK with the rest of Gallus, people seem to forget that. Excuse me. People seem to forget that outside of WWE, outside of NXT, he dominated the independent scene all over Europe, winning championships left and right. And so think about that. And we haven't seen him challenge for a title in months. And I think honestly, Joe Coffey is being overlooked as nothing more than a jobber of sorts, or a mid-carder, if you will. And honestly, I think putting him in line for the NXT North American title, I think honestly would really do him justice, because if he became champion, it would not only would that boost his charisma, his I guess his positive energy, if you will, but it would mean that he would have to step up his game, and he would end up becoming one of the most dominant NXT North American champions we've had in years. And I think he definitely deserves it. Next up, Andre Chase. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why? Why him of all people? Well, obviously, you guys have seen that there have been hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt that the university, Chase University, has been well over $100,000 in debt, hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And the students of Chase, you were trying to come up with ideas to raise money. One person said a car wash, and they only made like 80 some bucks, and one person said that they made like $20 or something like that. And even though scripts came out with a briefcase trying to give him a proposal, a business proposal, if you will, honestly, I think honestly the North American title will probably be his best bet. Because think about this: if he became NXT North American champion, he would be making a lot of money, and he could take that money, put it back into the university, and he would still have money for himself. So I think Andre Chase is definitely deserving of becoming the NXT North American champion. Creatively speaking, they need to come up with a scenario where Dragon Lee showed up and gave Andre Chase that type of opportunity. If they were to do something like that, and they gave Andre Chase the title, then Chase University would end up no longer in debt. Yes, it would still take them several months to make that money back, but at least he wouldn't be that much in debt. That's just how I see it. But the last one up might be the most obvious. Baron Corbin. I know what you're thinking. I get it. Baron Corbin would rather prefer to become NXT champion, but let's be real. Ilya Dragunov is done with Baron Corbin. He literally took all of his focus off of Baron Corbin and moved it straight towards Trick Williams, who won the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge from out of nowhere. Literally pinning everyone else. Literally pinning Josh Briggs, Dijak, Braun Breaker, and Tyler Bate. Think about that, guys. Think about that. It's crazy to hear that Trick Williams became the men's Iron Survivor, and now with Carmelo Hayes on on the main roster, one could assume that we could very may well see Trick Williams shine on his own. We've seen Carmelo Hayes shine on his own when he was NXT champion, and look where that got him. That got him a spot in the tournament to become the number one contender for the United States title. And now this coming Friday on SmackDown, he's facing Kevin Owens in his toughest challenge yet on the main roster. But even Melo knows there's a lot of talent besides Grayson Waller, besides Kevin Owens, that he's going to end up facing in the future. And one of them is definitely Roman Reigns. That would be a hell of a crazy matchup. Carmelo Hayes versus Roman Reigns. Think about that. That would be pretty interesting. There's AJ Styles now back in WWE, which is crazy. I mean, the possibilities are pretty much out there. But with that being said, and with Baron Corbin, the rivalry with Dragunov and Corbin now on the back burner of Ilya Dragunov, one could argue that Baron Corbin might end up putting himself in line for the NXT North American title, and it's very possible, but it depends on how they book it creatively. Creatively speaking, they would have to come up with a scenario where Dragon Lee is cutting a promo and Baron Corbin jumps in from behind. That's typical Baron Corbin fashion. So it's possible, but only time will tell. But I want to get your guys' thoughts. Let me know down in the comments below who you guys believe should challenge Dragon Lee for the NXT North American title. And with that being said, that will do it for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It'll also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.